Says Debbie.
That doesn't look like Debbie.
I changed it. I did.
I'm sorry.
I changed it. I changed Do your thing.
Thank you, Debbie.
I guess I'm in, huh?
I think you're in, Dennis. I think I'm in too. I assume you can hear me.
Yes, you can hear me also.
Yep, sure can. I'm just gonna. There we go. Oops. Lost you there for a second, Dennis. Are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
Deb said she put my name on there, but apparently that didn't work.
Hi.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
How you feeling? Can you, Tom, can you hear?
Yeah. Hey, Dennis, I can hear you.
We can't.
Lost
Tom,
my
can
audio.
you?
Sorry, lost my audio.
Right.
Hi, Janet. We got Tom, we got Dennis, we got Carl. Great.
We do.
So we have 4.
Yep.
Tom, can you hear?
Tom's lost his video.
Dennis, I can hear you, Dennis.
But Tom can't.
No audio.
I see Tom. I got you.
I can hear you.
Audio.
No audio.
Can you hear us? Okay. So Janet, you're muted. Tom, I don't know why Tom can't hear us, considering we can hear each other.
I can hear Tom when he talks, so send him
Yeah.
a post.
We can hear Tom. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Tom, maybe that's all that counts.
He can't hear that. God, I thought that was a cigar, Jeremy.
All right, I'm sending him a message. Kelsey said, is Kelsey on? Okay.
What does that say,
I don't
Tom?
know. I messaged Tom. I don't know. I don't know what to tell anybody other than the fact that we need him to be able to hear us and speak and all that good stuff.
Tom sent us a message by iPad. Can't quite read it though.
Not right now. Well, you can if you.
I'm not muted.
There's Kelsey's on. I see Kelsey.
Hey there.
All right.
Hey, Kelsey,
well,
how you doing?
let's yeah. So Tom, hold on. Let's see if he's chatting.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Tom can't hear us, but we can hear him.
We're having technical difficulties.
No, Tom is having technical difficulties. I think. Because I think we can all hear another, so it's not on our end. It's on his end. And I sent him a message. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is, but I mean we can try to wait. Or he just logged off, so let's just see.
Yeah. He logs
Yeah.
I
back
was
in.
going to say he could just come in again.
Yeah, or he could just call in.
Yeah, you could call.
Let's just give him another minute if you guys don't mind. Oh, Tom, are you on?
He's connecting.
See a check mark.
Nothing.
Oh,
Can
wait.
Tom,
anybody
can you hear
me?
us?
I can't hear any of you.
Oh, bummer.
Call in from your phone, maybe. Yeah.
I'm gonna message him that.
Okay.
Well, so I'm not muted, but you all are. So I can't join with audio because I already did. Jeremy says, can you call in from your phone? I can certainly try that.
Oh, here's another one.
Mark Sullivan. All right, so we've got Dennis, Janet, Kelsey, Carl, Mark, and maybe Tom.
Might hear an echo, Tom.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got,
Hold on, hold on.
There you go. Now is it good on just your phone?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
great.
Oh, there you go.
Welcome, Tom.
hi. It means I can also read all the stuff that Jeremy sent. Okay, sorry, we're getting started late and I'm the guy who has to go. So do we have anyone who, from the public? Don't think so. Have we all read the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Someone move we like them.
I move we accept the minutes from the August meeting.
Do I
I
hear a
second.
second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries. Here we go.
Okay, so golf operation and financial update. So quickly, the financials look very strong. Yeah, we're sitting in another healthy situation. I don't foresee any issues whatsoever. We're gonna hit our budget, no problem.
Did you save all your staff, Jeremy?
Yeah. Mhm.
Because I knew you had to shut some stuff down.
Yeah, well, like Chris Schwab, for example, he's going into maintenance again just because our food and beverage just isn't quite there. But we've got projects we need to do. And yeah, I mean, I feel very good about the year.
All right.
Any questions on the financials?
No, other than kudos to you, Jeremy, and your staff, because who knew what our balance would be at the end of this year with craziness. So as much as sometimes we take it for granted, you guys did a beyond stalwart job, to say the least.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride for sure. And who knows what October's looking decent, and who knows how long weather's going to hold out. But it was a good year, guys. It really was, from a financial perspective.
All things aside.
Yeah. I thought I should throw that asterisk in there. So, from an operating standpoint, just so that you all are aware, we've done all of our aerification. We have, we're starting to close down the food and beverage. We're just starting to become a little bit more efficient with our staffing, and we're starting to winterize the facility, if you want to think of it that way. So,
Jeremy, just a quick question. Why do we not aerate fairways?
we do.
Oh, I've never noticed.
Yeah, we do.
yes,
Huh.
I have noticed, Tom.
So I always think of aerated fairways when I play Lasonia. It's like
Yeah.
playing a mud pit, but I've never noticed that at Peaview.
No,
Yep.
no, it's very good.
Amazing.
Not a problem.
Can I
Okay.
add one thing, Jeremy? As
Yeah.
you're closing up, I think the world of Kevin Hurd and the maintenance crew, but as we're closing up, can you ask them if we can somehow clean up that maintenance area? It's almost an oxymoron of it's the maintenance area, and it's just, I'm surprised we haven't had neighbors across the street call. And I know they're busy, so whenever they can fit that in, but we need to clean that area up, even if we just throw stuff away. And I don't
So,
need to go on,
Janet, That's
Go ahead.
part of the conversation about expanding the maintenance shed.
right. But I just mean,
You know,
even just cleaning up junk that's around there.
Yeah, we are right now. It's hard.
Right.
That's our area of operation, and we're aware of it, and it's on the radar. But frankly, we're out of room, and if we want it clean, we need more room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just bringing it up because I drive by there a couple times and I go, ooh, this is not good. So maybe we have some trees we can put in front of it, but
Yep, and we've also thought about that. The trouble is we don't want to plant anything until we know exactly where we're going to put the building. And you got to think of it as that, you drive by a farm and you see stuff over the farm. That's their hub. And I know that it's not, it's clearly not something you want to see if you're walking down the road. But with the expansion of the facility, we can certainly clean that up. It's just, it's difficult right now.
It is, and I'm just bringing it up as they're in there, because as we all know, sometimes you don't even see it anymore. You get so used to it. So that's all I need to say.
Well, maybe we can keep that in consideration when we go to line item number 5 of the ongoing capital reserve discussion.
Great.
We could stick it in under future agenda items too, just to kind of keep track of it.
Well, it is.
So-
The maintenance building addition is in there, and
Right,
and
no, I understand that.
and we know that we need to. So I mean, there's areas that we can certainly improve on. It's just it's hard to do that when we don't know where we're going to put the building.
Right.
So, but it's definitely on the radar, Janet and Tom. No question about it, because I drive by it as well, and I know. We just got to put the building in first, and then we can tweak it. So. Hey, I do want to maybe mention one quick thing. There's a couple key pieces of information that I think it's worth noting, maybe. So, and this falls under line item number 1, but we did dynamic pricing this year, and just so that you're aware, and I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of it, but if you do have questions beyond this, by all means, let me know. The 9-hole rate, our round per average, went up about $5 a round in 2020, just so that you guys were all aware. We did about 42,000 rounds. So if you want to do the math on that one, that would be
200,000.
yeah, something like that. And then the 18-hole was again another $4 a round, and then at 20,000 starts. So the dynamic pricing certainly paid for itself. It was a we'll call it a home run for sure.
I never felt it.
Well, and Tom, and that's part of why you should buy a season pass, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
But here's the other thing. The nice thing about the dynamic pricing is if people did it, they could actually work it in their favor and get a lower price than what they paid last year, if they booked far enough in advance and found the rates that were a little bit less in certain time zones. So anyway,
Jeremy, did you get any comments or complaints?
at first, yeah, but once people got used to it, it was a success.
Good. Well, let's stick with it.
Because what I would do is I would show them examples, and you know what they would say, Tom? They go, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah.
And all they had to do was just kind of. And here's the thing: is since we went to this online tee time system, they are deciding what rate they want and when they want to play, and it was just a very neat system. It was really neat to see it go into implementation. It made us. It was a good deal. It was a very wise business decision. We'll just say that.
Good.
Are you getting increased numbers of season passes?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And
Can't
then,
we tell, Dennis?
by the way, I apologize, guys. It was $2.93. I'm not exactly sure where I got the 5. $2.93 per round for 9 holes. So at 42,000 starts, it's about $125,000. So
$3. Nobody'd even notice that. They'd be happy to get a tee time.
and just so that you guys are also aware, in regards to this year and our operation, last year, in the entire calendar year of 2019, we did 66,000 starts. As of mid-October, I think October 15th was the exact date we ran these reports, we were at 78,500.
Wow.
That's a lot, Jeremy. Jeez.
That is a lot of golf. That's a lot of
Yeah.
starts. That's got to be one of the most in the state. You know, I don't exactly know how some of the other facilities do in Milwaukee, but that is a lot of starts. And in fairness, that does include the par 3, which had roughly 15,000 starts, 14,600.
Is a start a person or a tee time?
Yeah, a person.
Okay.
And a start could constitute an 18 hole. So if it was one 18-hole round, that would be one start. A 9-hole round would be one start. A par 3 round would be one start.
But it's per person, not per tee time.
That's correct.
Okay.
So anyway, it was a good year, and that's all I really have on the course update and financial update, unless you guys have questions.
Question about the agenda. Since I'm time limited, are there things that are more important to you that I'm part of, or you want to just keep going serially?
I think we roll. I think number 2. Okay. So I'm assuming we're done with number 1.
I think,
Okay. Number 2, you know, there was some good reports from Strand that I sent out.
yeah,
Hopefully you all had an opportunity to read through those. I think the nitty gritty of it, guys, is that there's 2 phases, right? There's a phase from essentially University Avenue to I can't remember the exact road, but just south of Old Sauk, or maybe it was Old Sauk. Anyway, and then there was a phase 2 that was essentially from Old Sauk to Mineral Point, right?
Right.
Phase 2, it seems like construction wouldn't start until 2026 or beyond, which is interesting. But phase 1, which is Pleasant View Road and Pleasant View Golf Course, 2022 is the start of construction, 2020 into 2023. I think a couple key notes to make sure that you're aware of is the road is closed to the general public, or through traffic, we'll call it, at a specific timeline. I can't recall exactly when they're going to do that, but it
Phase
will be
2 and
open.
3.
Yeah, okay. It will be open to Pleasant View patrons. We're going to have to figure out marketing efforts and things like that. But just know that since the road is closed, it'll still be open for the golf course.
So we
That was
don't have to worry about the detour.
No, well, I'm sure we'll have. I'm sure Strand and we'll have where Pleasant View Golf Course needs to go. I talked to Tom and those guys from Strand. We were on a conference call, and he was going to look into further information on that as it gets closer. That was the big thing that I took out of that report.
yeah, I'm really concerned about that. It's going to be hard enough putting up with all the construction, but if they close the road too, wow.
I know it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be interesting for a long time.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to do our part in marketing and make sure that
Large signs.
and I asked about that, Janet, about street signs, and yeah, we're going to have to get creative.
Yeah.
So
And is the city on board with that? Do you know, Jeremy or Mark, as far as making signs, or that's not up to City of Middleton to do?
well, that's what Strand's going to look into for us, Janet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly keep our eyes on this. That's going to happen pretty fast now.
And there was another attachment. So there was actually 3 attachments. One attachment was there was some shaded, like some highlights into our golf course. Those are berms that we're potentially proposing. Just FYI, that was more of an FYI. The big report is the one that I was just referring to. And then there was another mailing that went out. There's a link on that mailing that went out. I would highly recommend clicking that link and then saving that as a a favorites tab, because obviously they'll be updating that as more information comes out.
Is that the postcard that you sent?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the link right on the postcard that says website. And And that postcard was very helpful, by the way, Jeremy.
Yeah,
thought
I
it
agree. It kind of summarizes everything.
very nicely, I thought.
In fairness, I think that was Strand or the city of Madison that did that. It was not me. So
So Jeremy, who is going to delineate the property that the city is taking from the golf course?
So the last I heard on that, who was the company that was looking into that, Mark? You guys approved it maybe a month ago. You guys is in the common council.
You're talking about the construction oversight? Or
No, it was it had to do with the real estate. It wasn't it. I can't quite recall.
Okay. So they're going to do it?
That was my understanding from what I read, but I could be very well wrong on that one. I've not heard any updates since your approval of that.
I don't think, well, my understanding was that was just for the private property. I'm talking about the real estate services contract.
Yeah, but I saw something about Pleasant View in that as well. But maybe I was wrong about that.
Can you just check with Mike or whoever, or Sean, whoever is the contract administrator for this, and find out who's responsible for, on the real estate services piece, who's going to measure the property and how we're going to do that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So part of these drawings, so whether they're berms or stormwater ponds, I think we need to be very careful that any proposed differences from the way things are today could be construed as a taking, right? If they're going to construct a berm, is it something that golf course needs or is something that the construction needs?
Yeah, so the ponds is what the construction needs, those retention ponds. So that would be them commandeering, taking, and whatever the right word is, our land, right?
Right.
Or purchasing our land, however, whatever the agreement is. The berms, that's on us, Mark. We're going to use the excess soil that they have, or at least the plan is to use some of the excess soil that they have, because they're going to reduce that hillside 20 feet. At the top of that hill, I think, is what the report said. And the berms are for us to drown out the traffic noise.
Okay.
And
So it's not dirt, it's going to be mostly rock.
Yeah, but so that's true. But all we need is 6 inches of topsoil so we can plant grasses on it, right?
I would think you'd want more than grass on that if it's going to be noise reduction.
Okay, sorry, you're missing the point here. We're going to build berms full of whatever it is that we can construct the berms with, and then we're going to put topsoil on top of whatever that poor soil is, so that we can plant the grasses. Then there's going to be trees planted in strategic locations as well,
Okay.
per Kevin Norby's original report, right? I'm not saying that berms are the only thing. That's just something that Kevin Norby would like to see as a buffer between Pleasant View Road and our golf course.
My only point is that now that this stuff is really becoming a reality, we just need to make sure that we're aggressive in getting our wants taken care of, right? Wants and needs, whatever whatever Kevin is speccing for us, we just need to actively manage it. I'm concerned that, that somebody, so as well as I do, that Gary seems to think that, it's not a big deal to take property from the golf course because it's part of the city anyway. And we just need to make sure that whatever happens out there happens according to our plans, not the city, not the public works plans.
I agree. I don't think that that's going to deviate. At least that's not my intention.
Okay.
But I'll ask the question.
Wonder if we have trees that die and things like that, Jeremy, a year after this? Or is that on us?
You know, I don't know what warranty, that's something I don't know, Janet.
Only because that could get really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions on Pleasant View Road?
No, but I got questions for Norbia. When are we going to see real detailed sketches and plans from him?
Okay, so are we moving on to number 3 then now?
Well, yeah, kind of, because I'm still looking at the overhead view with the berms and the retention ponds. And obviously the two come together at some point. So
Yeah, so
I mean,
this is,
one,
what's that, Tom?
we can move on.
So then item number 3, we're looking for approval. We're recommending to the Finance and Common Council to approve this quote. Okay, that Kevin Norby put together, which would get us those drawings that you're referring to.
Right.
So right now, you know, we got to put him to work, but he needs a contract before we can put him to work.
Right. No, I understand that.
So
But
here's the thing, we're not paying for this contract. This is coming from TIF. So I think what we do is we say, yeah, let's approve the contract. Let's get him, we're still directing this process with him and TIF is paying for it, right? Because it's part of this, part of
That-
the reconstruction.
That is correct. The only thing that's not a part of TIF would be the option. And it talked about reconstructing Woods 9 Green, which was $8,500.
That strikes me cheap.
Well, I think I personally think it's a good value considering he's doing it on top of this contract, and he admitted that the design is a flaw.
I didn't mean cheap in poor quality. I mean affordable.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm all in favor of approving and moving this forward. So unless there's further discussion, I think Mark is right. We should say, let's go.
And just so that everybody's aware here, the lawyers, the city's attorneys did take a look at this agreement already, and they vetted it.
Works for me.
Cool.
I think we need a motion, folks.
Not everybody at once. I'll move approval.
Thanks.
Take- With
Second,
the option.
What's,
I second that.
All right, so the motion on the floor is to go forward with the Norby proposal, including the option for 9 Green Woods. Questions, concerns, comments? Now would be the time. All in favor, say aye.
hi,
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So, Mark, this is on the agenda for Finance and Common Council tomorrow night.
Okay. I
Do you
don't
need me
know.
there?
No.
No, it is.
Okay. I don't
Do you
think
want
so.
me there?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Not unless you're bored.
I mean, maybe I'll call in and just have it in the background, but since it's a Zoom, but okay.
I think this is kind of ministerial at this point.
I would agree with that. Okay.
Let-
So then this is the big one. So the golf cart fleet.
Proposals.
What's that?
You've got a pair of proposals, right?
So I have 3 proposals. It's important that you look at Club Car, Easy Go, and then Yamaha, the Pleasant View AFI proposal. All right, and you can see that Pleasant View or Yamaha's, and just so everybody's aware, we do have currently we do lease with Yamaha. Okay, but their monthly proposal. So let me just back up right quick. So we have a fleet of 78 golf cars. Okay, right now we have 60 golf cars that are 2016s. We have 18 that are 2011s. We lease all 78 of them. The trouble is that we need to have 78 as our base fleet. When I originally came over, I think we had 60 golf cars and they were electric golf cars. And we found quickly that just wasn't enough. We got 60 new cars. Then we added 18 cars as a buffer back when we did this 5 years ago. Now, even today with COVID, last Saturday, we ran out of golf carts. We need to have, and there was no golf outing. That was just strictly golf. We need 78 golf cars as our base amount. What I'm then proposing is that we have 20 that are secondary or on reserve. We would use on days like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or golf outings. The amount of golf outings that we have now, granted, this year, next year might be funny, but in 2019, we would have spent 14 grand just on rentals alone that we would save if we had 20 more golf carts. Now, we're still going to need extra golf carts for outings like the Middleton Chamber that needs 60, right? But what I'm saying is that there was 19 times that we rented at least 20 golf carts in 2019. At $40 a pop, you can do the math. So that's why I believe we need 98 golf carts, not just because of the outings, but also because we are literally running out of carts on not a daily basis, on our daily operation. Call it one time a week, whether it's a league night, and it's not. Frankly, 85 golf carts would be awesome, right? But 20 is a good number just because of the golf outings. So that's why I have 98 as the proposal. Now, Yamaha, E-Z-GO, and Club Car all said the following. The used golf car market is in high demand, and financially it didn't make sense to go 20 used, which is why they all quoted me 98 new. Now, even E-Z-GO's, they actually quoted me a 98 or 78 new and 28 used, and it was actually higher. Their lease was higher for some reason.
Okay.
Regardless, Yamaha won the quote just based on finances. Yamaha is at 88.59. E-Z-GO was, geez, like 11 grand.
Yeah, 1188.
Yeah, and then they came back with a 10,192 if we went all new. Okay. And then Club Car, they are at 10,074 a month. So from a financial standpoint, Yamaha won the quote. And the reason why those AFI cars are so important, because those are like for like golf cars. Now, assuming that we want to move forward with Yamaha, which would be my recommendation, just based on the financial aspect, the best quote came in as Yamaha. We have a history of them with at least 15 years. They service our cars well. We know them. We know their process. My recommendation would be Yamaha. Now, assuming we went with Yamaha, Yamaha has this car called a Quiet Tech golf car, which competitor, and it's still a gas car, but it's quiet. It's more quiet, which Tom, you've ridden in these things, and
Yep.
Dennis or Carl, you've ridden in this. My proposal would be we go with the Quiet Tech golf car. And the reason why I didn't want to compare those to Club Car or E-Z-GO is because Club Car and E-Z-GO does not have that technology. And so I didn't think it was fair to compare quotes based on that.
I can
So
tell you my experience. It's
please,
a significant improvement. I'm able to talk to my golfing partners who are walking when I was using the Quiet cart, which is not something I can do in any other cart we have. I was really impressed and really happy with it. It's just a huge improvement. It's not electric, it's not that quiet, but it's pretty darn close.
yeah, and actually on that Yamaha fleet brochure, I think on page 7, they've got the decibel comparison.
Yeah, they do. They do. And it's a lot. It's a big difference. I also thought it was a lot more quiet. I thought it handled well as well and had a lot of other features in it that were quite good.
Particularly USB port idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dennis and Carl, I'm sorry, Tom and Carl, just full disclosure, we're not getting the rain cover. Okay. We're not doing the cooler and we're not doing the sand bottles. Here's why. The rain cover, yeah, it would be great. Our clientele, unfortunately, they don't take care of the golf cars as is, and they would ruin it. It's too bad, but it's just the reality. The cooler, we would probably lose 5 coolers a day based on somebody just taking it into their car. You
Okay.
know, again, unfortunate reality, but it just not the right answer for Pleasant View Golf Course. The sand bottles. This was an idea that I actually thought about a while back. As a staff, it would be more labor intensive than what it's worth. And so we feel from an operational standpoint that we should skip the sand bottles.
I agree with all of that.
Mhm.
My comments to Jeremy were, especially on the rain hoods, we have golfers that don't play through a slight drizzle. Well, because they're not paying $150 for a round of golf.
Right.
We're paying 20 to 30 to 40, and you're on the 15th hole. You can say, I've had enough. I don't need this. Go home. You can afford to do that.
Mhm.
So there's no point in buying something we'll never use.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, the rain hood is the extension that covers the clubs. These carts still have a roof, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, yep. Still have a
Dennis-
roof. But yeah, Dennis, you're right. The extension that covers the clubs.
Do they have the retractable front shield?
Yeah.
It's just the rain thing in the back, right?
It's just to
Yeah.
cover the clubs. Yeah.
They have the hinged windshield, info card holder, wheel cover, and then the USB port, which I think is a must these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
It means the golf course doesn't have to put GPS units in.
Yeah. We looked into that and we were going to present something to you all, but frankly, it doesn't make financial sense or operational sense, and we decided to pull that.
Good.
I like these Yamahas.
Yeah, and so here's my proposal is that we would get 78 of the Quiet Tech gas cars. Oh, and just so that everybody's aware, electric, we're still not ready for electric. You know, I know that the city of Middleton would love to, for us to move to electric soon. But Pleasant View Golf Course, from a financial and operations standpoint, it's not quite there. The technology, it needs a few more years based on the volume that Pleasant View Golf Course does. So I think this time around, again, electric just doesn't make sense to us. And I can go into that further if anybody would like. I do have reasons. So if anybody disagrees with me, by all means, ask or mention something.
Nope.
This lease
'Cause
is
I-
for 5 years.
5-year lease. Yep.
And you're doing the entire 98, right? Not 78?
Well, so entire 98, but here's the deal. All right, so here's what was interesting to me. So what I'm proposing then is obviously we do the 78 QuietTech and 20 of our current 2016s. We have an option to purchase those 2016s for $1,650
A piece.
a piece.
You know,
And then you can see that, oh, go ahead.
I don't think we want to get into buying these things ever. So the original proposal that I saw there was for the 78 new ones. It was like 225 grand. To get 20 more new ones is 40 grand for the entire lease term. So I think here's the issue for me is that, under a classic lease versus buy look, you're trying to figure out what interest rate. And what was the purchase price of these AFI gas cars?
The AFI,
Yeah.
right around $5,100.
So, that makes the interest rate on these things right around 1% is what I got. Does that sound right to you?
I think it's in the 3s, Mark. If what he's telling me, here's
Yeah, that's probably right. 3, maybe 3.25.
Yeah, and what also, so the current, if you want to do, so the AFIs, I want to say they're around $5,100, maybe even less than that, Mark. The QuietTechs are $5,250 a car. Okay.
All right.
The 2 beverage carts, which are included in the lease, which complimentary, however you want to.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Those are $17,000 a piece to buy new. And then the used utility cart, right around $7,500. And that utility cart, by the way, is our range picker.
Got it.
To me, I think you need to come back with the scenario that you're looking for instead of trying to pick and I don't want to be doing off these 3 Chinese menus, right? Give him I'm assuming you want to go to Harris. Tell him to put everything that you're looking for on one quote.
It is.
Which one is it?
It's the one that's the last one I sent in the agenda information.
Yeah, but you got the 2016 cars on there.
I want those.
Why, Jeremy, would you not want to go 98 new?
Yeah, because they would sit 25% or 75% of the time in the cart barn.
So you really need them.
Yeah,
What?
but you just said that in the middle of October that you ran out of cars.
Yep.
Well, that tells me that the 20 cars are not going to be sitting. They're going to be being used.
That's fine. If you look, I was just trying to figure out a way to save some cash, guys.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm trying to understand why you're not. It seems to me you're trying to save money on the premise that these cars aren't going to get used. And I think what you've told us, and at least anecdotally, is that more likely than not, they will get used.
But not every
So,
day. That's what you're saying.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Our daily cart
Yeah.
fleet number is 78.
Yeah. So you have these extra ones around.
That's
for
right.
the-
For special
Right.
events. We spent, so like I said, we spent 19 times in 2019 times 20 cars apiece times $38. We spent $14,440 in 2019 for rental cars.
On the other hand, Jeremy, I have twice in the last 2 weeks been told you'll have to wait for a cart to come in.
I know. I hear you. Look, I'm
I
telling
think
you
you ought to
guys.
just get the 98 new ones and be done with it.
I agree.
What's the difference in money, Jeremy?
That's what I was just gonna say. What's the
I
price?
mean,
differential?
$572 minus
390?
390 times 20, $3,640.
Which is noise.
That's-
And you know what?
I know. Look, I was trying because in my heart, we don't need 98 cars as a base. We need 78, right?
Mhm.
That's what we need. On days with golf outings on Saturdays, yeah, we're gonna tap into those 20. But my thought was that we would have these 20 golf cars, these call it reserve golf cars, sitting downstairs, ready for use when we're ready to have them.
Why
if
don't
you
you
guys
just,
want me-
here, just split it then. Get 10, keep 10 old ones and get 88 new ones.
What?
All right. I mean, okay.
So we're noise here. I say 98 new ones.
Yeah, just 298 new ones that,
Fine.
To me, it's not right. You're
That's
putting out
cool.
a
Look,
premium product here, right?
I'm just trying. I was trying to save money, guys. I'm sorry.
So-
for-
valiant effort.
So here's the thing, right? So the only way that this is going to come back to bite us is if the business falls off the table once they start construction.
I don't disagree. I hear what you're saying. I'm just trying to be prudent. I was trying to spend money like I would spend it.
But Mark, if the business falls off the table, it's not going to matter 78 or 90.
Yeah, $3,000.
Right, exactly.
So actually, I think what Jeremy did was he set us up to get 98 and succeeded.
I don't disagree with that, Tom.
Well, Jeremy, well done.
And not only that, I think you should make sure that just to drive the point home, you should prove us wrong. So we want to see how many days you go above the 78 cars.
It'll be a lot.
Well, that's fine.
Well, no, it will be a lot. And here's why, because I want to do a double T on Saturday. Like there's so many things I could do with 20 more golf cars, right? I haven't even told you guys the whole picture. Like I'm
So then,
and here's another thing, just to put
then
things in
stop
perspective.
complaining and take the 98 cars.
All right, I will. But do you want me to? Okay, so just so that everybody's aware, and in 2020, our average golf car rate. So in 2019, our average 18-hole golf car rate was $15.24. In 2020, it was $17.96. That was a difference based on this year's rounds of $32,550.
That's 18 holes or?
Mm-hmm. The nine hole was $9.51, and the average was $9.51 in 19, $10.25 in 2020. That was a difference of $13,320. So combined in 2019 versus 2020, by increasing our average rate, we grossed $45,870 more by having more effective cart prices. So that would pay for any additional 20 cars was my argument. So maybe we should just get the 98.
I think we should just get the 98 and move on.
I don't think there's anything more annoying, Jeremy, than to be all ready for golf and then have to stand around. We played the Springs a couple weeks ago and people had to stand around for over 45 minutes.
Wow.
Oh,
We were really annoyed.
I don't disagree, Janet.
Oh.
And golfers are so
Yeah.
funny about their golf cars. They lose their mind if they don't have a golf car. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. But so the question now becomes, guys, do you want me to get 98 quiet techs, or do you want me to get 78 quiet techs and 20 of our 2016s?
98
Oh,
quiet text.
Done. Okay. Can I at least get approval of the quote with the understanding so that that I'll do 98 quiet techs so I can pass this on to finance and common council in 2 weeks?
Only if Mark can come up with what is not to exceed.
What?
Well, finance
So I
will
think-
do that.
So here's the thing. I think what you need to do is two things. You need to go back to Harris and say, listen, I need the proposal that says 98 cars,
Quiet techs.
quiet.
Quietex, right? They have the 98, but not the Quietex. Right.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. And then I would move that we conceptually approve the 98 quiet tech vehicle for the 5-year lease, along with the bistro car and the range car.
Right.
Right.
I'm waiting for a second.
Seconded. Sorry.
All right. Mark, I was
So-
hoping of your famous not to exceed motions, but
Well, I can't give you the not to exceed price because there's no valid quote here.
But Mark, you can do that in 2 weeks at finance.
Yes.
You're right.
So
So
you've got conceptual approval to proceed with the 98 cars, get the documentation to finance.
okay. Who's second?
I did.
Oh.
Yes, you did.
Dennis? Okay, thanks.
all in favor?
It's okay, Kelsey.
Aye.
Oh, yeah.
Opposed?
Oh, wait a minute. It is there. I didn't see that one. So it is, you already have it there. It's that,
Yeah. It's just missing the quiet tech part. That's all.
Right.
oh, I'm sorry. This is the AFI gas, not the quiet tech ones.
Yeah, I don't want the FIs.
Okay. So you just need to get them to update the proposal.
To 98 quiet techs.
Right.
You guys are conceptually approving this quote based on 98 quiet techs to finance. Finance will okay. Because ladies and gentlemen, we paid our last lease payment and these cars are out of lease at the end of this month. So that's why it's kind of,
Pressing.
yeah, we need to move.
Yeah, but they're not, so, and just so they're not going to come pick these cars up until they have a replacement.
They're not now. Okay, all right.
Jeremy, just in general, do the cart rental fees pay for the lease of the carts? I'm assuming they do.
And then some.
And then some.
And then some, right.
Yeah, I'm absolutely, Dennis, and that was part of my plan in 2020 was to start being a little bit more effective with our cart prices with the understanding that our lease is going to go up. You know, our lease right now we pay $5,800 a month. We're essentially looking at just under doubling this, right?
Right.
Now, granted, we're going to have some expense reduction due to the cart fleet rentals, right? But no, I this was already in the works in 2020 based on the numbers that I shared with you guys.
And also, I'm assuming we obviously buy the gasoline for these things, and they're more fuel efficient now. Is that right?
Yeah, so the cars that we have right now were actually pretty solid. I think they were maybe 40 in the low 40s. Yamaha claims about 45 miles to the gallon. I think it's going to be very negligible, Dennis, as far as our current model versus our the Quietex. The only thing is the 2011s. Those will definitely be more efficient than the 2011s. I mean, the Quietex will be definitely more efficient than the 2011s.
Got it.
Now, one quick thing, guys. We have a right to buy 1,600 or these 2016s at $1,650. It's our intention to buy 5 of them for our maintenance, which we have in the budget. Don't just FYI. Okay, I'll don't even worry about it. I don't even know why I told you.
All right, I gotta go.
Muddy the water.
Well, no, so
Yeah, Tom.
Kelsey, you're up.
Okay. I have a 7 o'clock hard stop, so let's get going. Or my child's just gonna sit here with me and cry.
yeah, hey, and Mark, we're not gonna muddy the water because we're gonna take care of the lease first, and then they're gonna honor those quotes after the lease.
Okay.
So I know where you're going with that one, but we're not gonna do it.
Okay. You know, I would just recommend that we just defer the next two items until Tom can come back.
I agree with that. I mean, well, the next one item, ongoing capital reserve
one.
discussion.
One item, yeah.
So we should defer it to next time? Number
I
5?
think, well, unless you, so the only
Is there
thing,
any-
guys, we already kind of talked about Janet's request for the maintenance, and I think that's a valid point. You know, I mean, we want to be good neighbors. You know, she's not wrong, and the trouble is we don't have other options until we create other options, right? And so that's why that maintenance building expansion is something we need to seriously look at in the coming years. I just don't want to spend $1 million on it. I think that's absurd.
Mhm.
I want to put up a pole barn and put fertilizer and things like that in there that safely can be done. You know, we don't need a $1 million facility. So, anyway, and then
No,
the other
considering
thing,
That's how much our clubhouse cost originally.
right. Isn't that kind of hard to like fathom?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and then the other
You
thing,
gotta find a golfer. You have to find a golfer that builds pole barns for us, Jeremy, and see if we can do some bargaining.
Cleary Building,
Yeah.
he's a golfer.
Yep.
Good.
Didn't
Well,
help
Anyway.
with the
let's
estimate.
put it on the top for next time, Jeremy, because you know, if there's anybody that deserves it, yes, the golfers do, but Kevin has done without forever. And I know I have said that for as long as I've been sitting here, but he has done more than his share of
Yeah.
waiting.
In fairness, we've taken care of the maintenance crew quite a bit. You know, a new irrigation pump, new equipment. We continue to reinvest in their equipment. You know, we have definitely done our part when it comes to maintenance, and rightfully so. This now becomes, in my opinion, a safety concern with our staff down there,
Absolutely.
and that's the biggest thing.
Yep.
So that's on the agenda for next time?
Yeah, we can put that. And the other thing that I want you guys to think about is the driving range. I need
Yeah.
kind of opinions on grass versus artificial turf and hitting off of. I mean, I know what golfers would prefer,
Mhm.
but do we want to see netting up on the driving range, or you know, we need to really think about.
Driving
We really
range.
need to think about where we want to go with that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd like to say something like, could we hit towards the biking place, but that probably wouldn't be nice, Jeremy.
The bikers, you know, and that's actually a good point, Janet, is they've been very good. You know, we've been a little bit more proactive with signs and saying that we're going to close down. So we've, knock on wood, have had very little trouble. You know, and they've respected the hours, which is fantastic. We are starting to do the fencing that you guys have asked, and I believe that it's the right measure, and not necessarily for the bikers, but the pedestrians with the Erdman project.
Yeah.
Whether that's not going in, I don't know. We still see a lot of traffic when it comes to pedestrian activity and biking, and I don't think that that's going to subside at all this year, given the situation. So, but so far it's been very, very good. It's been a good partnership so far. So range and maintenance, okay. Anything else? And then obviously the standards, PV
Yeah,
Road.
The standards.
I'm good, guys.
Awesome.
If you guys are good, is everybody okay?
Yep.
Yes. I'm sorry, Debbie didn't get my name up there. I'm
That's okay, Debbie.
Violating council recommendations, but we'll try again. I'm using her computer and somehow it won't recognize me. My computer doesn't have a microphone, or it doesn't work.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I
Yeah,
move
this
we
had-
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Who-
carries.
Who seconded that one?
Janet?
Me.
Oh, you know what? When's the next meeting?
Yeah, no, November is like a
2.
little too close to Thanksgiving in a month, right?
Yeah. We can schedule it for the 1, 2, 3. We can schedule it for the. I would say skip it. I don't know.
Yeah, is there anything we need in November? Otherwise, we could do December.
What about
we could-
early December, and then because we'll be worrying about Christmas as well and New Year's, so just do earlier, mid-December, and then wait till after the first of the year.
We can schedule it for the 23rd, and I can always cancel it.
Well, do you want to do a
schedule
twofer and just do December 7th, or we can't do the second or the first Monday?
No, I'm open to December 7th. That's fine. That should give us enough time in case anything needs to be approved.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Good for everybody else?
Yep. that
Same
should
time,
work.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock Zoom. Yep.
That sounds good.
Great. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
Bye,
Thanks, Jeremy.
everyone.
All right. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. Good seeing you. Both of you, Kelsey.
Yeah.